Hello and welcome, Commander lovers. The deck of the week this week is Yisan the Wanderer Bard. There has not been a 5-0 list for this deck yet, and there were absolutely no Yisan decks in the top 32 of the Commander Challenge yesterday. I don't know if that means that nobody's playing it or they all scrubbed out, and I'm not sure what I believe. Um, but I mean, I can't help myself. I've gotta try this deck, and the deck kind of builds itself. There's about 40 cards that are pretty much auto included in the deck, and then you need about 35 lands, and then there's about 10 more cards that are like, yeah, should probably go in the deck. So there's really only about 10 or 15 like optional cards. So like it just kind of builds itself. So it's a pretty easy deck to build, and so it's a pretty straightforward strategy. I wish there were more of a plan B. I don't know what that would be. This deck not really running enough lands to really go for a big mana plan B like Nissa or sometimes Selvala or that kind of stuff. Not even running Prime Time because there's not really a point. So it's kind of stuck on a plan A, and its plan A is to really test your opponent's removal. Like on the play, if you have a mana elf and they don't have a 1 or 2 mana removal spell, you pretty much get to go ham because Sylvan Safekeeper is usually the first thing that you search up, and then they can't really mess with your combo at all. Although I have run into Aven Mind Censor and I have run into Containment Priest, both of which screw you up pretty hard. And Wraths are also pretty bad for this deck. Fortunately, there aren't as many tutors to go and get those Wraths, so a deck's got to be playing 4, 5, 6 Wraths to really consistently see a Wrath. And not many decks are doing that just yet, but they might. Or they might just start running Aven Mind Censor and Containment Priest if Yisan becomes a problem. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna run it in a league. Things could go badly. This is, as I found, a high variance deck. Either you win very quickly or you kind of get shut out because your deck doesn't do anything because you just eat a bunch of removal spells. So I'm gonna give it a try anyways. Alright, got match 1. I'm on the draw, but I have Carpet of Flowers, Land of War Elves, and Crop Rotation against a blue deck. And this is Thasios and Bruse Tarl. So, hopefully, I mean, all of these mean that I can most likely cast a second Yisan on turn 3. So, I'm definitely going to keep this. Play the Carpet of Flowers. Yes. Green for an elf. Things looking good, pretty good so far. I think it can actually just Crop Rotation for a Cavern of Souls instead of a So if I Crop Rotation this land for a Cavern of Souls, I still have 3 green mana, do I? Yeah. So if they counter this Crop Rotation, they can't counter the Yisan most likely. He should be a human. Always good to check, even if you've done it a couple of times. I'll play the other land just in case. In case nothing really. And then, I'm going to play the Druid. See if we removal. Untapped red land. Elidomri's Claw. Alright, well that, unless you have an Ancient Tomb, that's going to be a turn late. Not an Ancient Tomb. Could have a Mox still. Unless you have a removal spell here as well. Or Reflector Mage. Oh, that's pretty bad. Okay. Alright, well the second removal spell is definitely going to hurt. Let's play the Oracle. Play these two lands. And might as well play the Scout, I guess. Tireless Tracker is pretty good. It's also a human. Maybe I should have saved a land. Probably not. Okay, my opponent played Glacial Fortress, and then it looks like he's playing Bruse Tarl and swinging with Reflector Mage. Not great. Bruse Tarl is very difficult to beat. Court of Calling is not a land on top of my library. Let's replay Yisan into removal. Although, we can cast it a third time for 5 mana, fortunately. And the Court of Calling might be pretty good. I'm going to take some damage this turn from Bruse Tarl. I could chump with the Scout. Scout's not really doing anything at this point. It notably says from your hand, so you can't just play an additional land off the top of your library with Oracle. I don't think it's chump time yet, though. I think I wait a turn or two before I start chumping. Alright, opponent played a Scalding Tarn. Looks like they're getting in. Again, not chumping yet. Bruse Tarl is a 4-turn clock, but quite jumpable. Gets a Stomping Ground, untapped. Fling Tonkavu, not surprising. Yisan, not surprising. So, oh, did I accidentally tap that? Is that? Alright, that's permanently tapped apparently because I auto-yielded, or I yielded. So I can quarter calling for a Sylvan Safekeeper. If I do it now, there might be a land on top of my library, but I'm tapping down 3 creatures. If I wait, I think I wait. We're at 20 life. I think I wait. I'd rather have my, well, I can get it resolved now too. That's the other thing. I think I do it now actually because I don't have to worry about counter spells. Alright, not a land on top of my library, but I resolved it. That's what's important. Looking to face down some damage. Maybe I should have left a scout untapped just for a blocker. This is 6, 10, 12. Well, this guy's not getting in. This guy's probably not getting in. So 10. Alright, opponent's getting in. Alright. Not sure there's a point in getting in with Reflector Mage. I don't want to block the Flame Kavu yet. Not with Tireless Tracker. So we're at 10. It's not a great life total. Missed a lot of lands off the top of my library with Oracle. Only about 3 lands short of a normal deck. Got 36 lands in the deck. With all these elves and stuff like that. Seems about right. It might be a little light, but I'm not sure 3 lands would make a huge difference. Opponent could just force me to sacrifice lands, which might actually be pretty good at this point. Pride Mage, okay. It's a Birthing Pot if I draw it. Let's play the Seeker. I'm going to tap him now. Normally I wouldn't. Normally I'd wait till my opponent goes. Disallow. Jeez. I really needed a land on top of my library there. Alright, well we're on chump block duty now. It's Since I haven't gotten any lands from this tireless tracker, it might be time to block the Flame Tongue Kabu with it. Or I could block with the Oracle. Because this Reflector Mage is probably coming in too now that I tapped this guy. Alright, this isn't great. Alright, let's chump. Then we lose any lands off the top of our library. We're just chumping forever, because what do we get for 2 mana? Sakura Tribe Elder? That's a good chumper. Puts the land in. We can also get a 3 next turn. What would our 3 be? Fierce Path, Nissa, Ruminap, Reclamation, Wood Elves, Arc Druid. It's usually Arc Druid. Could be E-Witness. Could be Selvala. Yeah, I think this is fine. It's not great. We could get 2 3s next turn. It's the way the triggers stack. So we take 2 damage. We kill 2 of his creatures. But I think these are the best ones left around. I'll never know if there's a land on top of my library. There's no reason to do it now. Now that we killed off our Oracle. So we don't need this mana for anything. Alright, he gets a scry. So we're tapping down 3 creatures in all of our lands. So getting Court of Calling back with E-Witness, probably not the best. Elvish Archdruid is a 2/2. It doesn't block very well. Selvala is a 2/3. It blocks better, but it doesn't generate as much mana. Do we need the mana for anything? We could just get 2 3s, get an E-Witness to block an Elvish Archdruid. I think we need to block 2 things, though. If we're tapping Yisan, then we can't block with Yisan if we're using what we tap Yisan to block as well. I guess we could just take 2 damage. See how he attacks. He might just, he might just attack with Bruse Tarl. Let's activate. I think I accidentally didn't hit control in time to untap it and activate it again. I might have missed that. So I might have to get a 2 here. Alright, yep, I didn't hit it in time. So it's Priest of Titania's Current Tribe Elder, and then what's our 3? Our 3 is... has to block. Could be Fierce Empath. Can we win next turn with a... he's at like 50 life. I don't think a Crater Hoof wins next turn. We get Hornet Queen. Fierce Empath for a Hornet Queen, and then should be able to cast it next turn. If he doesn't counter it. It's kind of a big if. Down to 3 cards. Got Marsh Flats off the... Priest of Titania generates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Let's get Priest of Titania. Uh-oh. Aven Mind Sensor. Why didn't he do it that last turn? And we hit nothing. Oh, brutal. There's the Aven Mind Sensor. Alright, so I think that actually ends it. Because now I'm on chump duty. Yeah, I'm dead if I take this. So do I chump with all the mana, or... I think my creatures aren't that important. I think I need the mana. Man, I think I'm dead next turn to that Aven Mind Sensor because of Exalted and Double Strike. Well, that's 6 damage. So I'm not dead. But Aven Mind Sensor is a big problem. Alright, and Johnny Vention is also a pretty big problem. Alright. Oh, he did 3 damage too? Okay. That's fine, actually. With the Aven Mind Sensor in play, I mean, I wasn't going to do anything. And then not drawing anything. I needed to draw something. I mean, I'm going to play the Temur Sabertooth. Just because it blocks really well on the ground. But I think we're... well, we're not dead to a Johnny and Aven Mind Sensor. I'm not dead to Bruse Tarl. Alright. You know Bruse Tarl's dead, right? An attack with just Aven Mind Sensor would have been much better there. We're dead next turn to the Aven Mind Sensor. Unless we draw something. Not that. I guess we're not dead. I guess if he plays Bruse Tarl, we'll do this. We're dead today, Johnny Vengeant. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead 6 ways. But I gotta make my opponent has really slow played, and they've made some poor decisions. So I'm going to make them actually execute the win. All right, they're okay. Well, that's fine. That's good enough for me. All right, got match 2. We are on the draw, playing against Maelstrom Wanderer. Not a deck that's typically super heavy on removal. But another combo deck, so we need to be faster than them. And we're on the draw. Start out with... I have not seen Maelstrom Wanderer in a long time. I tried bringing it back, and it did not go well. I tried running another Maelstrom Wanderer deck for a Saturday thing, and it just went really poorly. Everyone had answers. I almost played Selvala. Is that correct to play Selvala for some reason? I don't think so. I think it's almost certainly correct to play Yisan. Symbiote is pretty good. Do I tap him on my turn just so that I can play the Symbiote? Opponent didn't have... Yeah, they don't even have colored mana right now. I don't usually like tapping him on my turn, but I want to play the Symbiote. We don't need Quirion Ranger and Symbiotes in play. We do need an elf to return to our hand. There's a couple in our hand. Need more mana. Hunting Wild to get 2 forests. A land would be really good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So probably not next turn. Okay, Cavern of Souls. We'll say Elf. Let's play this Elf. That only taps for 1 mana right now. Does he have like an Obliterate or something? Rampaging Balos. Okay. And then land? Okay. And a Keswick Wolf Run. Wow. That's pretty good. What do we get for 2? I'm actually not sure here. We could just get Seeker, because it's better than Wirewood Symbiote. Revoker, Fauna Shaman. Let's get Seeker. Does Crop Rotation do anything? Gives me an Ancient Tomb, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I can turn it into 8. Can I win right here? Actually, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That taps this. Everything gets +5, +5, +6, +6. He's got 10 in blockers and 28 life. So we have 8 plus 7, 15, plus 7 is 22, plus 8 is 30, plus it's 42 damage, 10 blocking. Is that right? So, Crop Rotation. Nick those for Ancient Tomb. I'll have 2 mana left. Ancient Tomb taps for 2 more mana. And then we get +6, +6 on 5 creatures. That's 30. Plus 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. I think that does it. Sorry if that took me a minute. Eleven, 19, 14 is 33, plus 8 is 41. I think he's doing the math yet because there's a pause. All right, managed to pull. That was pretty quick. What was that? A turn 5 win. I got another match. We are on the draw. Not much luck on the being on the play side of things. This deck definitely thrives on being on the play. Chromux is pretty good, except it has to be run a map. Well, it doesn't have to be. It could be another turn. Tymna and Kraum. I think I keep this. Yeah, we're getting Inquisitioned. That's actually pretty bad. I need that Chrome Mox. I could still draw into a turn 1 ramp spell. There are a lot of them in the deck. I think that was wrong. Because I could still draw into a green card and get a turn 2 Wanderer Bard. Alright, are they holding up a counterspell though? Do we do it anyways? I think so. Sometimes they just bluff the removal. Or the counterspell. I'm not doing anything else. Alright. Well, we got 4 spiked. That's pretty brutal. I wonder if I should have a waste in the deck for this Thought-Knot Seer. I guess Verdant Catacombs doesn't get it anyways. Alright, Tymna. Oh, jeez. This doesn't tap for colors, does it? No, it's always green. Okay. I don't think it was a mistake playing Yisan. It could have been any number of other counterspells, not just 4 spike. So sitting back does nothing. You can always play it again. But the problem is that I haven't drawn anything. Oh, that's bad. Alright, well, I'm playing Yisan. And hoping he doesn't have a removal spell. Even though he's drawing a couple of cards per turn. Alright, Wasteland does nothing. Yet. Not surprising. Can't actually get in otherwise. Phantasmal Image on Yisan? What does that do? You don't have green mana. I'm wondering if I duplicate. I guess the sword's good on anything. I probably don't duplicate. Oh my god. Oh, brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Oh, well, Tireless Tracker gets in there, doesn't he? Or, you know, he's pretty good. I think he's better than Scavenging Ooze. Alright. Well, that sucks. I think this is all over but the song. my god. He drew like every equipment in his deck. My opponent actually may very well be a she. I'm sorry if I say he all the time. Their name is Princess Pee-Pee. I don't think I mean, this is like the most perfect draw ever. Now I have to discard a card. I guess it's the ooze. I can let this resolve. It doesn't do anything. Although I have to sacrifice 2 lands now. If he wants... I mean, I'd have to do that anyways. Maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, that's definitely correct. I should have done it in response. I mean, we're dead anyways. Like, my opponent drew 3 equipments. At least we got rid of the 2 counters. Yeah, Kraum's pretty good. Alright, is there any magical 2 that gets me out of this? No, I'm packing this in. Opponent had an incredible hand. Alright, got match 4, finally on the play. Playing against a partner deck again. This hand's decent. I'd like some more action, but... this one's just Ludevic and Kraum. So we get to test the removal. They're not running black removal, which tends to be the cheapest. As much as it pains me, I think I Chrome Mox Tireless Tracker in order to play around the 4 spike. I think that's correct. I don't like it one bit, but... Force of Will, okay. Well, we get it next turn anyways. Wasteland doesn't do anything. So we probably would have ended up Chromoxing, unless we draw a worse green card. Boreal Druid, yeah. So, I just really didn't want to play into 4 spike there. Do you have a Daze too? Oh my god. Okay, so oh, that's frustrating. That's actually why I said I do think those should be banned from the format. Although they're pretty good against what is probably a pretty unfair strategy right here, the Yisan. Alright, let's go for another one. How many counter spells you got? A remand. Okay. Well, it only costs 3 turret mana next turn. Ancient Tomb's pretty good against Ludevic too, by the way. Because you can take damage on your own turn. But yeah, I mean, I think counterspells should have to have their mana up. Honestly, I think it would be a more fun format if, and a more fair format if the blue decks didn't get to play out their hands and then still have a counterspell up while having all their mana tapped down. And if something like Yisan is too good to, then you just ban Yisan. You don't ban. You don't just bring back the counterspells that are completely unfair for the format. I think. Name Grim Lavamancer, obviously. Alright, he's got a bolt. We can actually cast that again. Because of Garruk. Do I block the Grim Lavamancer? Now, for a loyalty counter off of Garruk, it might be worth it. He's attacking me with the looter. I think my opponent needs lands pretty bad. Dust Bowl. Alright. Well, that hits Nykthos, but nothing else. Deck Faden. Gain control of target artifact. Alright. Can I still cast him? How much does he cost? 9. Wow. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. This is probably the last time we're ever casting Yisan. Hopefully it's because we don't need to. But we'll find out. Opponent is filtering through a lot of their deck. Kraum? Okay. Kraum plus Looter can kill Garruk. Looks like that's what he's looking to do. Okay. Let's force the trade on Gribble. Grab him. I don't know what's wrong with me. Alright, so I'd really like to get a Quirion Ranger here, but I don't think I can afford to. Opponent looking at 4 extra cards per turn. The chances of them hitting removal is astronomical. If they held removal, this is the time to use it. And it looks like they did. Burst Lightning. Alright. I don't think we can cast him again, so does any of this matter? I guess we'll just get a Birds of Paradise in case we need to chump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I think I gotta pack this one in. Opponent had all the removal, all the counter spells. Those free counter spells were so clutch. Alright, we got match 5. I'm officially not getting any prize here. Playing against Leovold. But I wanted to, you know, I want to see how this deck does in the format. I wanna know. So, I think I already have my answer. But, unfortunately, we're on the draw again, so again, I said this deck thrives on the play. Leovold, unfortunately, does not have a turn 1 ramp spell. We do. I think we always have had. Alright, Lotus Cobra is very, very good. Let's hope there's no free counter spells. Alright. So is there removal? Fortunately, we're not trying to fight on the axis that Leovold is, so we don't really need to draw a bunch of extra cards. Holy crap, that's a turn 3 Titania? Alright, well that's gonna be harder to beat. And he can still cast Leo. Oh my god. Alright, he can still cast Dismember. Alright, I think this one's gonna be a short one. Cause oh my god. The Mox Diamond does nothing. So we have 3 mana. We can Song a Dryad to Titania. Alright, I'm already in the 1-3 bracket. I'm gonna pack it in. So I tested the removal of the format, and the format passed the test. I'm a little bit surprised that it did that poorly, but it turns out that partner decks are really, really good, which shouldn't surprise me at all. The 5-0 lists haven't really changed much since the banning of the tutors, which I think they missed on those bans. I think they missed the important cards. The tutors, not critical cards, especially to the partner decks, which is what I suspected. But, you know, that said, this deck is really, really good if it's not dealing with a ton of removal and a ton of counter spells. And then it would be pretty bonkers. But right now, the format with what it is, I mean, the partner decks, they just play a ton of removal. They don't really need, you know, wraths or anything like that. You know, I don't know. Maybe this deck needs a plan B. I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody else will figure it out. Maybe I'll keep trying and figure it out. Or maybe something will happen to partner decks, and then it's worth checking this deck out again. For now, you know, 1-4, not great. I did enjoy the game that I won. I don't think I really made any mistakes. It's just the deck's kind of all in-y. And if your all-in doesn't work, well, that's the problem with going all-in is, you know, you go home. So it was still fun. I think it's still a cool deck. I'm hoping maybe somebody can refine it and get it to work. But I still wanted to try it out, and I hope you enjoyed watching it with me. So thank you for watching. Have a good night.